practical guide to our solar system, the planets and the dwarf planets. Planets are heavenly bodies that have following characteristics. Number 1, orbits around the sun. Number 2, has sufficient mass for its self-gravity to overcome rigid body forces so that it assumes hydrostatic equilibrium. And lastly, has cleared the neighborhood, which means no space objects can enter to its orbit. Planets have two kinds, the terrestrial planet and the Jubaean planets. Terrestrial planets are planets with rocky surface, while Jubaean is the other way around. It is made up of gas, no surface, but they have a rocky core. There are four known terrestrial planets in our solar system. These are Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Same thing with Jubaean planets. We have Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. First, we have Mercury. It is the swiftest terrestrial planet because it revolves too fast around the Sun, about 88 Earth days. This is also the nearest planet to the Sun with an estimated distance of 57.9 million kilometers. Because of its closeness to the Sun, its daytime temperature ranges up to 430 degrees Celsius and negative 200 degrees Celsius during nighttime, because the heat being received is quickly released due to the absence of its atmosphere. Its absence of atmosphere also makes this planet so vulnerable to meteor shower, in which those meteors can safely enter the planet's surface, which result to a heavily cratered surface. This planet is the smallest among the terrestrial planets with no natural satellite, simply because it hasn't enough gravitational force to attract any space rocks to become its satellite. Next is Venus, the brightest among the terrestrial planets because of its very thick clouds that reflect 70 to 90% of sunlight. It is also the hottest terrestrial planet, above 480 degrees Celsius, because all the heat being absorbed is trapped permanently, which results to an extreme greenhouse effect and global warming. Its atmospheric pressure is 90 times denser to Earth, making itself the densest atmosphere among terrestrial planets. Magellan's probe, the probe that orbits around the planet, showed images about the planet, like fault, steep mountains, and millions of active volcanoes. Venus is sister planet of our home planet, the Earth, simply because they have similar in shape and size. The third one is Earth, our home planet. It is the only known planet in the universe where life is known to exist. Earth's rotation is 23 hours and 56 minutes, and it revolves 365 days, 6 hours, 9 minutes, and 10 seconds, or simply 365 and 1/4 days. Earth is the largest terrestrial planet. Its axial tilt is 23.5 degrees and has one natural satellite, the Moon, which began orbiting about 4.53 billion years ago, which provides ocean tides, stabilizes axial tilt, and gradually slows the planet's rotation. Yuri Gagarin is the first human who left the planet and reached the outer space in 1961. Lastly, the Mars, the red planet. The mystery of its red color is that the soil contains iron oxide or rust. It is a cold planet despite of its red color. These planets have two magnificent landforms, the Olympus Mons, which is the highest mountain found in the solar system, and Valles Marineris, which is the largest canyon again in our solar system. Among the planets, it is the most explored planet because of a question. Is there life on Mars? NASA sent three functional orbiting spacecraft, Mars Odyssey, Mars Express, and Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. In its surface, we have two Mars exploration rovers, the Spirit and Opportunity, which gathers soils and rock samples to bring it home to study. It has two natural satellites, the Phobos and Deimos, in which experts says that these are two asteroids pulled by Mars' gravitational force. The planet Jupiter is the most famous among Jovian or gas planet because it gathers lots of awards. First, it is the largest planet. Second, the fastest spinning planet because it rotates 10 Earth hours. The planet with most numerous natural satellites, about 62 to 63, and is still increasing up to now. The planet with most powerful magnetosphere, and the planet which has a feature that amazes everyone, its eyes, the Great Red Spot. Great Red Spot is a giant storm that is known to have existed since at least 17th century. It measures 12 to 14,000 km wide and 20 to 40,000 km long, with a 6 days counterclockwise rotation. Second to the Hall of Fame is Saturn, the magnificent ringed planet, as well as the second largest planet. Its rings can be observed to our planet, and those rings is composed of seven major bands. Galileo Galilei, year 1610, said that Saturn's rings are ears, But when Christian Huygens came in 1655 together with his telescope, which is superior to Galileo's equipment, proved that those rings are not ears. Giovanni Domenico Cassini discovered the largest gap between the rings made by the Saturn satellite Mimas, the Cassini division. Lastly, James Clerk Maxwell. He said that rings are not solid. Instead, it is made up of rocks and ice particles that contains different chemicals that gives a magnificent colors to its rings. Next is Uranus, an ice giant, meaning its gases is frozen solid. It is discovered by an amateur astronomer William Herschel on March 13, 1781. Its first name is Georgium Sidus or Georgian star in English translation. Among the planets, it is the only planet which is extremely tilted about 98 degrees. That's why its nickname is the sideways planet. It also have rings discovered by Voyager 2 in the year 1977. Last is Neptune, discovered by Urbain Le Verrier, not by John Couch Adams, because Adams' prediction is 10 degrees away from this planet's real position. Its discovery is credited to Le Verrier because he has the closest prediction of its location through mathematical calculation. It is the only planet discovered through mathematical calculation. The date of its discovery is September 23, 1846. It is the coldest and the windiest planet. Its greatest feature is the Great Dark Spot, a huge storm discovered in year 1989. Dwarf planets are heavenly bodies similar to planets, but they have two characteristics that makes them different to each other. Number 1, has not cleared the neighborhood. Number 2, it is not a satellite. There are 5 known dwarf planets. These are Eris, Pluto, Ceres, Haumea, and Makemake. Eris, formerly 2003 UV313, a dwarf planet discovered by Michael Brown on July 2005. This is the largest dwarf planet. This dwarf planet is an SDO or scattered disk object. Scattered disk is a part of our solar system found near the edge of our solar system. That edge is called Oort cloud. It has one natural satellite called Dysnomia. Next is Pluto, the second largest known dwarf planet found at the Kuiper belt, a former member of a planet group of our solar system. When there are some space rocks entered to its orbit, they considered it as a dwarf planet. It is discovered by Clyde Tombaugh in March 13, 1930. It has 3 natural satellites, the Charon, Nix, and Hydra. The New Horizon is the first artificial satellite that will visit the Pluto, launched in January 2006, and it will land estimately in the year 2015. The third one is Ceres, the smallest known dwarf planet, found at the asteroid belt. It is discovered by Giuseppe Piazzi in January 1, 1801, and named after the Roman goddess Ceres, goddess of growing plants, harvests, and motherly love. Experts' theory states that the origin of asteroid belt is a planet destroyed by the powerful magnetosphere of Jupiter, and Ceres is the largest part remain of that said planet. The Dawn mission was launched on September 27, 2007, and it will land estimately at 2015. It is the very first orbiter that will take a closer look of Ceres. Haumea, a newly discovered planet. It was discovered by Michael Brown on December 28, 2004 and announced on September 17, 2008, after a long period of observation. Its name comes from a Hawaiian goddess of childbirth. It has 2 natural satellites, the Hiaka and Namaka, in which, in mythology, Hiaka and Namaka are siblings of Haumea. Finally, we have Makemake, discovered by Michael Brown, Chad Trujillo, and David Rabinowitz on March 31, 2005, and announced on July 29, 2005. It has three-fourths of Pluto's size, making it as the third largest dwarf planet. It has no known natural satellite. Students, teachers, and to all of our viewers, thank you for watching.